that time again. Another mystery sword. So first I want to say welcome to all the new subscribers. And if you haven't seen my other videos about mystery sword, it's nothing like scratch and dent mystery swords that you see people do reviews on. Basically what it is a sword company I haven't dealt with. I know what it looks like, but you know, Photoshop is a thing. So I get swords from different companies. I pay for them out of my own pockets, not like it's given to me. And let you know if it's any good for those who may just be getting started in getting katanas or swords or whatever like that. So if you don't want to spend a ton of money on it to begin with, you've got some options out there that you can go with that are actually really good swords. Not high end, but they'll do the cutting that you want if you want to do cutting. So that's what mystery sword is. And of course we got this great big box here. This thing looks a little bit bigger than normal. So yeah, this company is on Amazon. So let's get this open. And what do you know? Look at that. Inside the box is styrofoam. Let's just throw that over there. Man, they got this sucker taped up good too. Holy crap.
More so than usual?
Yeah, they actually wrapped around it this way too after they went this way. So, yeah. Okay, but I think I know why, because I can really feel the seam. So if you get one of these, find the seam, because I see people still doing this. They'll sit there and they'll unwrap this whole thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just find the seam and then cut down it. You don't have to cut all the way through it. Just cut it like a lid. Like somebody we know, they literally unwrapped half of this before we said, why don't you just cut it? Find the seam and cut it down the seam. They're like, oh, I'm going to do that. Yeah, it's not hard to do. So, now I'm going to get styrofoam everywhere. Hopefully not. Oh, this one opened up nice. And I actually have one of these sword bags. My Mursami L6 came in one like this, and these are actually pretty durable. I like these because if you do take a class, these are a little bit better than the silk because it's more of a cotton. So if you want to keep your silk ones looking nice, there you go. Right there. So one YouTuber, Eric Hussein, has one of these swords. If I remember correctly, somebody got him one as a gift, and I told him I was looking into this company. He said go for it. He really likes the one that he got, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. So the only difference is I noticed already when I put my hand in there, normally this is cellophane wrap, but this was in the United States already. So, and the wrapping doesn't look bad at all. You can move it a little bit. So, it's got real ray skin. Got is nice and tight, doesn't move. It's a small Fuji though. It's really small. And it's just a plain, kind of a plain. This fitting's not very clean. It's hard to make out, but it looks like it's got flowers on it. It's really hard to see. So far it feels pretty good in the hands. So this sword company is Shen Swords, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Looks like it's got a ton of oil on this sucker too. This is a T10 differentially hardened blade. So I got tissue here. Let's get this all cleaned up. Can't really test the tension on the side because it had that plastic wrap on it. So we're just going to get all this oil off first. There we go. That's a nice hamon. That's pretty sweet looking. If I get in the light here. Now, the difference on this one is it's got an Okasaki on it, which means it's a bigger Kasaki tip. Most only come to right about here, and then it rounds off. When you put the O in front in Japanese for swords and stuff, it means big. It's like there's several different types of okatana. It can mean the blade's longer or the blade is actually wider. If you watch cutting competitions in Japan, they actually, if you pay really close attention, you'll notice they switch their swords out. When they're cut in single mat to time mat, they'll use, so a lot of them will use just a regular width sword. But when they go to cut 6 or 8, you'll notice the blade width is a lot wider, and that's an okatana. Can be considered as an okatana. That's got a nice edge. Not the Kasaki so much, but the rest of it feels really good. And then the Suba is actually flowers. I just noticed they have little brass rivets in the, you could say it's the petals. Let me see if I can't get that in there. On both sides. So that was kind of smart to use brass rivets, so that way it's not going to fall out because you just smash one end. And the seppas are like a petal theme too. Let me see if I can't get that in there. Now the Kasaki has a slight gap on either side, but it's not like huge at all. So 27-inch blade. Let's see where the point of balance is. It feels a little bit out. So it's right about there. Oh, maybe 4.5. I mean, I really didn't measure it. Let's get this box again, because I'd like to see what our sori is. It's not the best thing to use, but it'll do. It's like a 1/2 inch sori. So it's not that deep of a sori. Most of our other ones are about anywhere from 5/8 to 7/8. And the sori plays a really, really big factor in cutting. I'll tell you that right now. It does help a lot with it. Awfully a lot. So, let's see how sharp this thing is. Might have to do some, oh yeah, do a little bit of stropping with it, and I think it'll be good. Can't really catch up sideways. Not too bad so far. The handle feels good. Feels kind of high though on where the manukis are, on the fingers. But it's not terribly uncomfortable. And the manukis, it's kind of a nice, they kept the theme. It's a nice flower and branches theme. I'll try and get some close-up videos of this. So far, not too bad at all. And this is my first katana with an okasaki on it. So this should stab like really, really good. So let's check out the saya. It's okay. It looks like they rounded it out. So the saya, the mouth, the Koraguchi, they could have done way, way, way better. Seriously. I think that's the worst looking one I've seen. But it does look like a really hard wood. Don't know if this is real bullhorn on here. May not be. The Seigyo is actually nice quality. It's thick. It's not what people call shoestring quality, which is basically, when they do that, it's the Ito wrap that you're using because it's cheaper. That's why some sword companies will do that. Yeah, see? If I really hard saw, I may have to shim that up just to give it a little bit more tension. Because, yeah, they carved it a little too much. So if you stand up, if you have this in your obi belt and you bend over, it should not fall out, but I'm not going to do that with this one because I'm afraid it will. But this is interesting. This right here tapers, which I have not seen before. Right there, it tapers down, which is kind of neat. I like that. It's kind of interesting. I haven't seen one do that before. So that's kind of neat. I'll have to get something to cut this damn thing off. Really thin Tsuba though. Really thin. I feel if I were to drop this Tsuba would probably mash. So that's kind of a downer on that one, but that's okay. Nice thing about katanas is you can switch them out. The Mikugi pegs they covered him up, kind of, on both sides. So that can be problematic, because you kind of see right there, it kind of goes over that one. It goes over that one, and you flip it over. There's the other side. There's the other side. So, what you would take it out this side, because I see these sides are smaller, this is bigger, so you would drive them out this way. The smaller end, you drive it out, and then you put them back in that way. So, have to do some test cuts. The knot feels good, though, on the eater wrap. Not a big fan of when they don't wrap around the corrugata or corgucci. Because my experience is they always come loose. But if they wrap the ito around it a little bit, it stays nice and tight. All my Hanbon ones, except for one the ito wraps around, I've never had to glue them. Not once. So, what do I think of this? Now, of course, the salmon gauze is not of high quality. Okay. Would this be great for a starter? Someone getting into it, wanting to practice cutting, whatever. I would say yeah. For the price. Now, this came out to be $173 with tax. It was originally $176, and that's without tax. First, $173 with tax. How do I have that number work? Right now, they have different colors of these. I decided to get the green one with the Okasaki. There's a 10% coupon right now on Amazon. So it takes 10% off. So it came out to like $161 before tax. So that's how it came out to $173 total. Which isn't bad. I mean, it's nice that sometimes you get coupon deals. You know, Amazon gives those to you because the company's trying to, probably lessen their stock. And this is in the States, so I didn't have to wait like 2 weeks to get it. So if anybody's looking at Shin swords, it's not a bad sword. It really isn't. I would say the only thing that would definitely change is this Suba. I would change it. Maybe to iron, because I can tell it's not iron. It's just really thin on the edges. I'm afraid if I dropped it, it would just cave it in. So, and the Koraguchi mouth. I mean, yeah, they did a horrible job carving that, but it looks like a hard wood, which is a good thing. I have a couple other swords from other companies that has the same type of wood, and the tension in it, they did it just right. So, I would say definitely for beginners, not perfect, no. But it feels good in the hands. It feels nimble. So, like, you can really, if you want to do trick cutting, you could definitely do that. And nothing's wiggling or anything. Everything's tight. Everything's really tight. And that is the tiniest Suba I have. Now I'm really looking at that Suba. It's hecka small. Probably the smallest Suba I have on any of my swords. Look how small that is on my hand. Of course, my wife says I have big hands, so I don't know. But yeah, that's a really tiny Suba on there. So yeah, I would say definitely the Suba would be the only. I like the design and everything, just a better quality, and definitely shaping the mouth of the saya a little bit better, because it looked like they hacked that a little bit. And that's just not good. But other than that, that blade is awesome. I love blades that really taper towards the end instead of staying wide. Because the wider the blade is, the less you're going to be able to do trick cuts. That's just the way it is. Because it takes more to bring that sword back around. But when you have a nice taper like that, especially up here, because this is your cutting edge, really, right here, it's going to take less time for this to go through the material. Because there's less mass. And I like swords that I can move faster through material and less drag. So yeah, Shin Swords, they do have a website, SENG Swords. They've got L6s, all kinds of stuff. And their prices go up. They get up over $600, $700. So, but if you're looking for a nice starter, this isn't bad. I would definitely start with this. Just like Sawadi. Oh, if you guys haven't seen my review of the Sawadi one, go check that out. That thing is phenomenal. We got our son one. He loves it now. Those things razor sharp out of the box. I can do 0 static with that right out of the box with any of them. I would recommend Sawadi to anybody. Are they perfect? No. Could they possibly perfect it with the way that blade is? Absolutely. The blade alone is worth it. The way they make it, the way they sharpen it. It was probably the sharpest sword right out of the box, or even ordering out of all of them. So that's all I have for you guys. The new mystery sword, Shin Swords. So may not get another one. I try to get 2 from the same company so I can compare their qualities and whatnot. If it goes up, if it's gone down. Just haven't done that yet. Funds is a thing sometimes. Like I said, all the swords that we review on here and show on here is all out of pocket, which is fine. So yeah, check out Shin Swords. Like I said, they have their own website. They're on Amazon. They do have more on their website, of course. And like I said, with this one, there's a 10% coupon, and it comes in different colors. They've got the green, they've got red, they've got, of course, black. I want to say there's 4. There's 4 of them. It might be blue, a blue one. I can't remember 100%, but I do know they have red, green, and black. And there's one more, like I said, it might be blue or white, but I'm pretty sure it's blue. And they're all, the fittings are all the same as on this one. So, and it's the Okasaki. As far as I saw, this was the only, on Amazon, the only Okasaki on their website on Amazon is this one. So if you're looking for one, there you go. And we will see you all later in the next video, probably cutting with this. Take it easy.